have a pair of smart glasses? You do.
It's 3 o'clock. Yeah.
Can I borrow your smart glasses for a sec? No.
What are smart glasses? Is it made you smart?
Meta, tell me who the guilty person is.
Owen, you get your butt up here.
These are going to put me out of business.
Hurry up, Owen. You're taking up all your time now.
Okay, thank you all for coming. Appreciate it. And welcome. And we appreciate your generosity in participating in this. And, it's always good to see happy faces, and hopefully everybody had a good time. So, here we go. Mayday's alibi. I'm talking, please. Thank you.
Sorry.
Just kidding.
I can't stop.
On Friday, August 22nd, May followed her usual routine. After closing up at Creative Outlet around 6:45 p.m., she returned home to share a quiet dinner with her husband every day. Every day. By 9 o'clock p.m., both were in bed, as confirmed by Avery Day's statement and the home's smart thermostat logs, which activated sleep mode at 9:03 p.m. At 12:17 a.m. on Saturday, May received a call from Rainey's phone. The call lasted 38 seconds, and May described hearing muffled rustling, no voice, no message. She tried calling back twice, both attempts logged by her carrier, no answer. May remained at home until 6:45 a.m. on August 23rd, when she left to deliver concert outfits to the warehouse for the charity event. Surveillance footage from a nearby gas station shows May's car passing at 6:52 a.m., heading toward the venue. Her arrival at the warehouse is corroborated by a time-stamped delivery log and a witness statement from event coordinator Jane Kintz. At approximately 7:05 a.m., May attempted to call Rainey again. This time she heard the ringtone echoing faintly between the buildings. Following the sound, she discovered Rainey's lifeless body in the alley. May immediately contacted Officer Drew One Gun via the T3 app, time-stamped at 7:08 a.m., and then phoned her sister, Gladys Canby. Both calls are documented. May's timeline is supported by digital records, eyewitness accounts, and her own consistent testimony. She had no opportunity to commit or conceal a crime. Her only role in this tragedy was that of a mourning mother.
You guys.
It's vodka, don't worry. From the moment Sam's son saw Rainey, an obsession took hold, intense and consuming. In just a week, Sam was lost in possibility. Obsession is often mistaken for violence, especially when tragedy strikes. A restraining order from Sam's past became convenient evidence for the worst assumptions. They called it lover's rage. But obsession is not a crime. There was no violence, only heartbreak. During those early morning hours, Sam was miles away, seeking refuge in music, not revenge. The restraining order proves only misunderstanding, not guilt. Sam was obsessed, but not dangerous. Sam loved Rainey too much to have killed Rainey Day.
I told y'all I didn't do anything. I'm out of here.
Hey. Don't be causing a scene now, Sam.
I gotta get out. I got stuff to do.
That's fine.
All right, bye, Sam.
Don't forget about those parking tickets. Okay. Minivan. Minnie would do anything to protect her mom's heart, even if it meant turning against someone she once adored. Minnie used to love Rainy Day. Rainy sang to her, gave her sparkly lip gloss, and made her feel like a star. But over time, Minnie noticed that her mommy stopped smiling when Rainey's name came up. Great-Grandma Sigrid drew quiet, and Grandma Gladys pedaled faster when Rainey appeared nearby. Minnie didn't understand why, but she understood enough to know Rainey made her family sad. So Minnie did what any loyal daughter might. She started to dislike Rainey. On the night of August 22nd, Minnie was at home with her mommy. She had got a special treat, popcorn, ice cream, and a movie night with her mom. They snuggled on the couch until Minnie fell asleep. Kara carried her to bed sometime after midnight. Minnie would never leave the house without an adult. Minnie never saw Rainey. She never had the chance to hurt anyone. She never would hurt anyone. Her only crime was loving her family too much and trying to protect them the only way she knew how, by keeping secrets she didn't fully understand. But Minnie is just 9. She spends her days making bracelets for animal rescue, dancing in the living room, and riding the rickshaw with her grandma. She's not capable of violence. She's capable of love, confusion, and fierce loyalty, but not harm. Minnie Van is innocent. She's just a child caught in the middle of a storm she didn't create.
Where are you, Minnie? Oh, I can't see you.
She's hiding. She's so small.
She tiny.
All right. The day before the murder, Caravan's day began much as any other. Ford prepared for his departure, his flight to Tampa from O'Hare, scheduled for the following morning. And we all know what a pain O'Hare is. Kara held her daughter, promising to protect her no matter what the cost. Kara came to the 1921 AD lounge after working that evening as planned. Several witnesses can attest to Kara's presence throughout this period. The bar never in focus captured candid moments. Her photos provided a visual record. Kara is pictured throughout the evening, engaged with friends. Although Rainey's suggestion to go bowling was harmless, it irritated Kara deeply. She decided to leave, but not without a warning to Rainey to keep her mouth shut about the truth about the adoption. Motivated by her promise to Minnie that she would stay up late watching a movie and enjoy cookies and cream shakes, proves Kara's commitment to Minnie's happiness and is a critical anchor and supports the unlikelihood of Kara's involvement in any violence. Her priorities lie firmly with the those she loves. So, for as much as she is committed to keeping the truth about the past a secret, Kara's focus was on her daughter, not on scheming or committing murder. Therefore, Kara Van did not kill Rainy Day. Now, one of our guiltier looking suspects, Peppa.
Oh.
Just kidding. Next, we take a closer look at Peppa Mintz and her alleged involvement in the events surrounding Rainey's tragic death. Peppa wanted recognition for her half-sister Camille's talent. Peppa wanted her to join the Rhythm Rascals. She wanted Mar to see what she's been missing. Peppa felt Mar was blinded by her devotion to Rainey. Peppa was outspoken about Rainey's treatment of Camille, and that kind of passion can raise eyebrows. Her arrival to town caused suspicions. We have heard all the rumors, and when you look at every angle, what we found is simple. Peppa is not our suspect. She is just a Marvelous Songs superfan. Peppa's record is clean, her alibi strong, and her only crime is loving the music a little too much. We're up to luck. Ruby Rocks had just as much motive as
Oh
anyone.
no, honey, stay trailer there.
Don't talk back to the law.
I always
Maybe
do.
more. It was personal. Rainey threatened to expose Ruby's decision to block Camille from joining the Rhythm Rascals, a move Ruby made to preserve the band's stability. Rainey also knew a sensitive secret involving Minnie's parentage and her former love, Bart Ender, which Ruby insisted must never reach Marvelous. It was about protecting Marv from a truth that could shatter her. This wasn't just a personal betrayal. It was a threat to the Rhythm Rascals' future. The band's unity, reputation, and legacy were all at stake.
Dang right.
Their final conversation took place on the night of August 22nd. Witnesses confirmed Ruby's tone was callous, but not frantic. No signs of violence or escalation were reported. Ruby was seen leaving the gathering shortly after the exchange on August 22nd. She did not take a late drive to settle her nerves, but was accounted for at home by 2:15 a.m. Her phone records, neighbor testimony, and timestamp messages confirm her location. No gaps exist in her timeline. She was never near the Frank Lloyd Wright building.
No.
Ruby Rocks did have motive.
Well.
But her alibi is solid. She didn't kill Rainy Day.
There you go. So y'all that thought I did it, you was wrong. And I want apologies. I'd like jewelry.
In writing. You want apologies in writing.
No jewelry.
Never in focus is no stranger to scrutiny. On the night in question, while rumors swirled and assumptions took flight, Never kept her distance, observing, documenting, never missing a detail. She's the keeper of the narrative. The one with the telephoto lens and the folder labeled, "If this ever comes up." Every conversation, every sidelong glance seems to circle back to Navarre. Her camera's memory card is filled with images that, when pieced together, resemble the threads of a conspiracy. There's something almost rehearsed in her answers. Each detail measured, each timeline exact to the minute, as if she anticipated the questions long before they were asked. Yet Navarre's alibi is not just a shield, it's a web. No one saw her flinch when the investigation turned to motive. No one questioned why her record was so thorough. They simply accepted her word, knowing she'd always been the one with some kind of evidence. Why would Navarre need such comprehensive proof unless she was preparing for an accusation? And yet, with all suspicion poised upon her, with every thread seemingly twisted to suggest guilt, the final truth emerges, clear, undeniable, and almost anticlimactic. She is not the villain, only the witness, the collector of stories, the keeper of shadows, forever holding the truth just out of reach, but never crossing the line herself. Never in focus, did not kill Rainy Day. Happy now?
Yes.
It's not hard to imagine why Easy might bear a grudge against Rainey. Tensions between them had simmered from day one. Rainey's unpredictable behavior. Her threat to Easy's position in the Rhythm Rascals. There was money at stake too. Gigs lost, endorsements slipping away. Each setback traced back somehow to Rainey. Easy had watched friendships fracture, opportunities evaporate, and reputations suffer under Rainey's shadow. It would be simple to say that things would have been easier, cleaner, quieter, without her in the picture. If anyone was keeping score, it seemed Easy had motive enough. Plenty of reasons to want Rainey gone. But beneath suspicion and circumstance, the truth was more tangled. Easy knew resentment didn't justify violence. When the news came, shock eclipsed any former grudge. Regret flooded Easy minds, not triumph. In a critical moment, Easy was alone in his room, exhausted, hoping for sleep, a fact confirmed by hotel staff. Motive may paint a shadow, but the reality is clear. Easy did not kill Rainey.
Never judge a book.
Chameleon. Chameleon. Yeah, I like that. Her complicated history with Rainy Day would suggest motive. For years, the two circled each other with an undercurrent of rivalry that never quite faded. Rainey's effortless charisma and spiraling popularity at events like the Cosmic Bowling Night only stoked Camille's simmering insecurities. There was more than professional jealousy at play. The tension between them had deepened after the fallout over Bart, an old flame whose affections Camille had famously taken from Rainey's years before. Their relationship had never quite recovered from that. Whenever the two were forced into the same orbit, especially as plans for the upcoming charity event took shape, Camille's frustration grew. She watched as Rainey's popularity undimmed despite personal struggles and rumors of excess. Camille, meanwhile, felt perpetually on the outside, her own talents overlooked in favor of Rainey's drama. Details emerged that complicated the narrative. Security footage shows Camille leaving the party early. The medical examiner's report, released hours later, pinpointed Rainey's time of death somewhere around 6 a.m., when Camille was verifiably miles away. Camille did not kill Rainy Day.
I knew my daughter couldn't be awful like that. I raised her to be a good girl.
Mama didn't raise no killers.
No, honey, no, but darling, I did not.
Okay, marvelous. If you listen to the whispers around town, you'll hear why suspicions might so easily shadow Marvelous after Rainey's death. The rumors point towards old grudges and jealousies. But rumors, for all their persistence, are not evidence. Long before the early morning scandal unraveled, Mara left the Phoenix Center, obligations pulling her away, concert preparations, reining in easy beads, concerns that her cousin would show for her performance, and Mayday's early meeting, all stacking up to keep her occupied. At the stroke of midnight, Mara returned to her parents' house, gave them a quick hug, and with Veronica, her loyal dog, she settled in for the night. Exhaustion and anticipation swirling in her mind. There was no time for malice, no room for plotting. The facts show, along with the family security camera at both doors, proved Mara was nowhere near Rainey when tragedy struck. Her evening unfolded, moment by moment, in the open and under watchful eyes. So no, Marvelous did not kill Rainy Day.
I knew it, Mara.
I knew it too, but
knew
don't you
honey.
listen to me? Why didn't you say that to me?
Because I thought you did it. I was upset you were got off the hook. I think you did done something wrong.
And I know a dog's not an alibi, but I was definitely with my dog.
A dog's an alibi, honey. Don't worry about it.
Go ahead.
Rhoda's resentment towards Rainy Day ran deeper than Rainy's lack of love for the environment. For years, she had watched Rainey's effortlessly command the attention and hurt those Rhoda loved. But what gnawed at Rhoda most was that Rainey was always the victim, and Rhoda did not like cleaning up after her day down in the footbridge, or the way she polluted the lives of others and her faked ignorance of Hal's feelings. That left Rhoda alone at the riverbank, the last one known to see Rainey alive, with a window of opportunity that would allow for both the crime and its cover-up. It was not impossible to picture Rhoda herself moving stealthily through the shadows, disposing of the evidence, and making a frantic dash to the Canby home to secure an alibi before the world learned of Rainey's tragic fate. However, Rhoda her whereabouts on the morning of the murder were clear. From the moment she glimpsed Rainey's alive but still sleeping body under the gazebo near the footbridge, Rhonda went straight to Gladys Canby's house, where she remained until the news of Rainey's death reached her. Rhonda was not the killer.
Was you worried you did it? Is that you? Oh!
I couldn't remember.
Oh my, darling, you need to stop drinking.
You're drinking too much river water.
I think so. That water's not good for you.
But somebody did it.
I know, honey, darling, I'm sorry. We'll
We're
figure
down
it
to
out.
a few.
We're down to the last
Yeah.
half dozen.
You know, it's all right. We'll figure
We
it.
all stop.
Okay, Bert Ender had a secret. Maybe I'll talk a little bit. I'll just go. Bert Ender had a secret. He told himself it meant nothing and that Mara would never know. But Rainey kept things deeper than most. And when Bart learned she'd given birth to a child she kept from him, the world tilted violently. Suddenly, everything was jeopardized. Mara's trust, his future, even his own sense of self. If Mara found out, she'd never forgive him. If Rainey told, a future with Mara would be shattered. But Rainey was gone before he could rage or grieve or even understand. That night, Bart's alibi was a web of distractions and half-truths. He'd left the Phoenix Center late, his mind tangled in what Rainey's secret meant. He paced the river's edge, flung stones into the black water, tried to call Mara but couldn't find the words. His phone record showed a flurry of texts, unsent drafts to Rainey, calls to Kara, and calls to Cal. A single unanswered message to Mara at 2:20 a.m. Please, we need to talk. His motive glimmered like a rhinestone guitar strap. Jealousy, betrayal, and a ruined romance with Mara. Now a mystery child and years of secrets. Bart's fingerprints, figuratively, were everywhere, but all the evidence was circumstantial. A story stitched from speculation and shame. People whispered. The city had already judged him. The revelation about Rainey's child upended everything, but not in a way most imagined. Bart's world teetered, but never saw her in those last hours, nor did Bart harm Rainey. Grief never became violence. Investigators found no forensic evidence placing Bart at the scene, and his DNA was absent. Bart Ender did not kill Rainy Day.
You
Don't have a stand-up guy, could never.
Yeah,
Could
yeah.
never.
did that right.
I still have a problem.
Okay, so we got a few left. Owen Cash was a recent arrival in Richland Center. Just a few days here, and his accent laced from the echoes of Tennessee hills,
Where you
small
going?
town certainty. He was in Richland Center, already plotting his next move. A scheme wrapped in ambition and starry-eyed optimism. Sam and Mara, a duo with the perfect blend of talent and magnetism, were in Owen's mind his ticket to a windfall. If only Rainy Day wasn't tangled up with Sam, clouding Sam's focus and unsettling the dynamic Owen so desperately craved. Owen wished Rainy would disappear, not out of hatred, but out of business necessity. Every day Rainy distracted Sam was a day Owen's plans slipped further from reach. Frustration simmered between Owen's sly smile. He stuck to manipulation, subtle urging, small dramas, the suggestion that Sam and Mara belonged together both on and off stage, but wanting something out of the way and orchestrating their death were our worlds apart. Owen's thought never crossed into violence. On the night Rainey died, Owen's movement were as solid as clockwork, witnessed, time-stamped, and collaborated. And in the end, all his motives, however selfish, unraveled in the face of the evidence. Owen Cash was many things: a schemer, a dreamer, a man who believed luck could be engineered. But a killer? Nah. The truth was simpler. Owen Cash did not kill Rainy Day.
But he destroyed some kayaks.
That's right.
Oh,
Forgot
well.
about that.
They cannot prove it.
Glad as can be. The mother of minivan claimed she saw Rainey lurking near her property in the days leading up to the warehouse incident. Neighbors report that Candy was overheard talking harshly about Rainey concerning her sweet Minnie. Gladys once loved Rainey like a daughter, but over the past years her feeling toward Rainey had grown, but not in a good way. Sometimes people turn up in your life where you do not want them, and you wish them away. But wishing is not the same thing as wanting.
If you did it, he's not who you have to worry about.
On the morning in question, Gladys Canby was in her kitchen the entire time, accompanied by rowboats, making coffee for Row and Officer One Gun. Her routine disturbed by the distraught presence of her lifetime friend. During that period, Officer One Gun agreed to perform a welfare check on Rainey just before he left. Gladys waited by her phone for an update. Gladys insists her alibi is solid, and so does Officer One Gun. She never left her kitchen. Rodeo boats and Drew One Gun can attest to it.
I think something happened there. I'm not sure what.
Jalapeno was a man with a poetic soul. He was also the owner of Los Amigos, a beloved local restaurant known for its fiery dishes and even hotter gossip. But just hours before Rainey's body was found, hell shut the place without warning. No farewells, no goodbyes. Just a locked door and a closed until further notice sign that came with no warning. His sudden departure from town coincided almost exactly with the time of Rainey's death. No forwarding address, no explanation, just silence. Hal's disappearance raises more than eyebrows. It cracks open a window of suspicion. Was he running from grief or from guilt? His affection for Rainey was no secret, and his jealousy of her entanglements ran deep. Without a confirmed location during the murder window, Hal's alibi is not just weak, it's missing entirely. But at the end of the day, there is one person with more motive and whose alibi has more hold. Now, Carter and her stuff around. You're not.
Carter!
Just saying to throw you in there. And now I bring you to a woman only known as Sigrid. Sigrid? Is it Sigrid? Yeah, Sigrid. Sigrid has lived a long, adventurous life. Once a truck driver with a desire for solitude and open roads, she's seen more of the world than most ever will. Her stories stretch from dusty diners in Arizona to icy ports in Norway, but these days she resides quietly in a senior community center where the walls are beige, the clocks tick too loudly, and the conversations in the dining hall feel like static. She takes her meals in her room, not out of rudeness, but because small talk feels like a chore, and she's long since run out of patience for pleasantries. Her only true joy now is found in the company of Gladys Canby and little minivan, her chosen family, her reason for staying tethered to this world. Sigrid is fiercely loyal, the kind of woman who would rather burn bridges than let harm come to those she loves. And when rainy day began to cast shadows over that fragile peace, Sigrid felt it deep in her bones. She didn't trust Rainey. She didn't like the way Rainey looked at Minnie. She didn't like the way Gladys' shoulders tensed when Rainey entered the room. Sigrid had said more than once with a gravelly chuckle and a glint in her eye that she basically already lived in a prison. And if push came to shove, she'd have no qualms about doing something drastic to protect her people. She's not squeamish. She's not afraid. She's just old. She's just old. Okay. The fire in her heart is strong, but the body that carries it is no longer capable of violence. So yes, Sigrid did have a motive. She had the will, but she did not possess the physical strength to kill Rainy Day. Bow and arrow, opportunity to kill Rainey. Multiple witnesses attested to a heated argument between Bowen and Rainey at the bowling alley the night before the murder. The confrontation was so intense that the bartender remembered Bowen's furious demeanor and his abrupt, violent exit. Bowen's curiosity about the tangled relationship between Bart and Rainey, coupled with the persistent rumors and his reputation as a matchmaker, provided a clear motive, especially as Rainey threatened to reveal that minivan was Bart's child. Dun, dun, dun.
Did you know
Seriously?
Bart?
Bowen's
How dare
supposed,
you?
Bowen's supposed airtight alibi began to crumble upon closer inspection. Security footage and phone GPS data indicated Bowen returned to his apartment at 2:15 a.m. The neighbors reported the sound of his TV through the night. This routine was designed to project innocence. But the timeline had left a significant gap. The police overlooked a crucial detail, a window of opportunity that Bowen exploited. Around 4 a.m., Bowen broke his own alibi. He climbed out his bedroom window, bypassing the watchful eyes of neighbors and security cameras, and drove off into the night. His destination was clear: Hal's, Rainey's predictable refuge after a long night. On his way, Bowen saw something unexpected.
I'm not gonna sit here.
Jalapeno had put
Lies.
Sit.
Sit! Sit down! Restrain him, officer. Alright, where was I here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, okay, around 4 a.m., Bowen broke his own alibi. He climbed out his bedroom window, bypassing the watchful eyes of neighbors and security cameras, and drove off into the night. His destination was clear: Hal's, Rainey's predictable refuge after a long night. On his way, Bowen saw something unexpected. Jalapeno put a sign on the door and left. The sign, closed until further notice, illuminated by the street lamp, signaled that Rainey was alone and vulnerable. Bowen entered Rainey's apartment after the cover of darkness, confronting her about the secret she was poised to reveal. Rainey planned to tell Bart the truth about minivan. This shattered Bowen's composure. In a moment of cold calculation, Bowen used Rainey's own guitar strap to silence her. Though he claimed only to quiet her, the act turned fatal. This was not an accident or a moment of passion. Bowen's actions were deliberate and deadly.
I hate you.
Bowen's knowledge of Rainey's routines worked against him. He transported her lifeless body in his car, a method he had used in the past to help Rainey home after late nights. This time, however, he intended to stage the scene, to make it appear as though Rainey's death was a result of a struggle. But Bowen made several mistakes. Details at the scene contradicted the narrative he tried to fabricate, and traces of his involvement remained physical evidence left by his own belt and inconsistencies in his timeline. Bowen's guilty is woven through motive, opportunity, and his own actions. His calculated break from routine, secret movements in the early morning, confrontation with Rainey, and the deliberate use of her guitar strap all point to unmistakably to his culpability. The carefully crafted portrait of innocence was shattered by the fracture he himself created, leaving behind proof that bow and arrow killed Rainy Day.
Was it worth it?
Yeah.
Get it for you, bro.
That's not cool, bro. I didn't ask you to do that,
You didn't
man.
have to do that.
Well, thank you all for coming.
I was never going to take it back anyway.
And now prizes.
Prizes.